What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Mattel DC Comics Multiverse Gladiator Battle 2-pack featuring Aquaman and Orm. Here we have Aquaman and Orm in the packaging. What we're going to do now is take a little break, get them open up, and we'll have a better look at the figures inside. So stay tuned, everyone. So here we have Orm and Aquaman posing out of the packaging. Now let's take a look at Aquaman first. So here we have Aquaman posing out of the packaging. Now Aquaman here does come with one accessory. He does come with the trident that we've seen before. This is the same trident that came with the Batman vs. Superman Aquaman, as well as the DC Multiverse Justice League Aquaman, and it's a fairly nice accessory. Don't know why it's not the new one. I guess we'll find that out in the movie. At the time I'm making this video, the movie isn't out yet. But he does hold it in his right hand. Unfortunately, he doesn't hold it in his left hand because for some reason they only make the right hand able to hold the tridents, and I don't understand that. We still get a fist on this side, but he holds it well enough, it's not going to go anywhere, so I do like that. So with Aquaman's accessories out of the way, let's actually take a better look at the figure. So here we have a closer look at the Gladiator Battle Aquaman, and I have to say I really love the detailing on this figure. Now there's some things about it that I just don't like, but we'll get into that in a little bit. One thing I really do like is the helmet. They did an exceptional job with this helmet. I really do love all the wear and tear on it. You can see some of the gold peeking through. It looks like it's a really old helmet because it has some algae, or not algae, but like some corrosion from the metal and the salt, so that looks really nice. It could be a little better. It feels like it's a little too neat, but it does look good from a distance, and like I said, it looks really nice. I do love that helmet. Now, unfortunately, the helmet is a fixed attachment to his head, and something to point out is that his head comes off fairly easy. Now, I don't know if it's because he was meant to have an alternate head, but you cannot take the helmet off this figure. If I can pop his head back on. It is a little disappointing that he doesn't have a removable helmet, or at least a head that doesn't have the helmet on. But it's an okay detail that I'm willing to overlook because he's still a nice looking figure. You can see he is wearing gold battle armor, and again, really love the detailing on it. Unfortunately, mine has a little scratch right there, but it's not too big of an issue. You can see some of that corrosion carried over onto the pauldron right here. Really love the detailing on the armor. It looks like it was forged and hammered out. And then this pauldron is really interesting because it almost looks like some kind of spine or something. So I do like that. On this side we do get one gauntlet, and it's fairly nicely detailed. It has that same coloring as the helmet, but it doesn't have some of the corroded green on it, so that's pretty interesting. And then it has straps right here, which look nice. And then of course we get the tattoos that Aquaman sports in the movie, and they look really nice for what they are. Could be a little better, but like I said, for what they are, they're really nice. And then on this arm we have a completely different style gauntlet. You can see this one has a little more intricate design and has bronze, silver, gold, but it's only has the strap. It has 3 straps and then the gold plate underneath that. Now, something to point out about Aquaman is that his arms don't go any lower than this. Unfortunately, because of how bulky this piece of armor is, his arms just don't go down any lower. And this is already using a really old Aquaman torso too, so it doesn't help that it's an older style torso with a fixed appliance. I would have really loved to see them actually sculpt a new torso rather than just putting an overlay on, because it does make the figure look really boxy and bulky. Again, you can see that tattoos do carry onto his skin here, and they're done fairly clean. I don't have any issues with the tattoos, so that's a really good thing. Again, the armor that he wears here on his thighs looks really good. You can see there's different colors, different shadings in there, so I really do like the way that came out. Surprisingly, that might actually be the Atlantean A. I was going to say it doesn't have the A on it, but that actually might be it. He is wearing jeans that we saw in Justice League, and this is actually using the base for the Toys R Us exclusive model. The torso, the hips, and maybe the upper arms right here are the same, but he does have new lower legs, as well as new forearms, as well as a new head, which I guess it's okay. I don't have that figure, but I really do love the way his boots came out. The boots are done really, really well. I love the weathering patterns on them. And then we have him wearing some boots. It's completely different from the armor that he's wearing, so I guess it's a nice contrast. But anyway, that's Aquaman for you, so what we're going to do now is move on to Orm's detail. And so here we have a look at Orm, and let's have a look at his one and only accessory. Orm does come with a trident. Now, originally I thought this was the exact same trident that we saw with Ocean Master. However, this is Ocean Master's trident. This is Orm's trident. Though they have similar designs, they are not the same sculpt, and that's something that I found really interesting. Going in, I honestly thought these were the exact same sculpts, but you can see Ocean Master has a longer trident, although Orm's trident has sharper points to it. So I don't know which one is actually accurate to the movie. I do like the detailing on Ocean Master's, but I do like the trident itself here on Orm's. But other than that, Orm doesn't come with any other accessories. He only holds the trident in his right hand, although because they had him packaged holding the widest part of the trident, it is really hard for him to grip it anywhere but right here where it's at the widest. He only holds it in his right hand because, like with all the other figures, he has a fist for the left hand. Which is unfortunate, but that's just the way Mattel did it. So with that out of the way, let's actually have a closer look at Orm. And so here we have a closer look at Orm, and I have to say I really do love the way the head and the helmet work together. I do like the head sculpt on Orm. I kind of wish that, like Aquaman, we got an unhelmeted version and a helmeted version, because that's a really nice sculpt underneath there, and it does have a really good likeness to the actor, so I do like that. I really love this helmet design, though. You can see how it curves back, and you can actually see how it resembles Ocean Master's. So I really do like how this has parts of Ocean Master's costume, but it's not quite Ocean Master yet. Really love the blue that they used that goes all around the helmet. Looking at his shoulder pad, they did a really good job sculpting it, and I love the coloration on it. You can see how it has this really nice shade of blue that fades from here, goes to silver, and then all the way back to blue, and then you can see some of the blue is actually in the little crevices, so I do love that wash effect. Looking at his gauntlets, I really love how this gauntlet's formed. It's just such an intricate design that it's really hard to describe how it really looks. It just looks really awesome. And as far as I can tell, he doesn't share any parts with the Ocean Master figure, so I do like that. Having a look at his left arm, you can see his pauldron is completely different. This one has like 4 layers to it, but it also continues that blue and silver deco, so I love that. If you lift up here, he does have the geometrical pattern right there, followed by the armor that goes down all the way to his wrist. And again, just the amount of detailing in here. The armor looks beautiful, and I can't wait to see what this looks like on screen. His chest plate isn't as intricate as Aquaman's, but they executed his a little better because they sculpted the torso piece and didn't overlay armor on it. You can see it has this really nice pattern to it. And then we have this scale undersuit that he's wearing. We have the blue and silver once again, the Atlantean A. So just a lot of detailing here. The geometrical patterns also have that shimmer that we saw with Ocean Master and Mira. And then that continues down his legs. Now, originally I did think that his shins belonged to Aquaman because they do bear a striking resemblance to the single-carded Aquaman, but they're not. They're their own sculpt, so really like that there's some similarities in the costumes, but it's not the same, so I do like that. And then we have his feet here, which overall the costume looks fantastic. I really don't know which Ocean Master I like better, whether it's the Gladiator battle or the single-carded one. So with the detailing out of the way, let's actually get Aquaman and Orm compared to a few other figures you may have in your collection. And here we have Aquaman posed next to a DC Multiverse Superman and a Marvel Legends Cyclops. And here we have the Gladiator battle Aquaman posed next to the single card Aquaman and Ocean Master. And finally here we have Gladiator battle Aquaman posed next to Justice League Aquaman and Batman vs Superman Aquaman. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's actually move on to his articulation. Now, Aquaman here does sport some really nice articulation and some really old style articulation. He does have a ball joint in the head as we saw, but we really don't get any movement in it. We get some really slight up and down and some no pivot whatsoever. We do get some left and right movement out of it, although it is really hindered because of his hair and the sculpting of the armor, so do be aware of that. Arms are on a ball joint, but like I said, they stay at this fixed position because of how bulky the armor is. They do go out all the way, which is pretty good. They go up to about there, and that's just because of the armor, and go back about that far. And I think this one actually goes a little further just because the pauldron is a little bit smaller. He does have a bicep swivel, single bend in the elbow, as well as swivel here at the elbow. And then we just get a basic swivel, no hinge at the wrist. He also has an ab crunch which goes forward about that much, back about that much, as well as waist swivel. Legs are on that really old T-joint, but they do go out all the way forward. Don't go back all the way, and then they go out to about there. They are hindered by the belt that he is wearing. He swivels above the knee, like I said, older style articulation. Single bend in the knee, don't like that. No rotation at the boot, but we do get a hinge in the ankle which goes back and forward facing pin for rocker ankle, so really do love that. So with Aquaman's articulation out of the way, let's actually move on to Orm. And so here we have Orm posed next to a DC Multiverse Superman and a Marvel Legends Cyclops. Here we have Orm posed next to Ocean Master and Black Manta. And finally, here we have Orm posed next to the single-carded Aquaman. So with comparisons out of the way, let's actually take a look at Orm's articulation. Now, he does have a ball joint in the head. He can look up fairly well. He can look down pretty good. Does turn left and right. And we actually do get really good head pivot on him, so we do get good range of movement there on the head. Arms are on a ball joint. They do go out all the way, not at all hindered by the shoulder pads because they are hinged to his body. They do go all the way around. Just be careful that you don't rip these out. They're not designed to hinge up and down, but they do move out of the way as much as you need them to, so I do like that. We got a bicep swivel right here, single bend in the elbow, so swivel, hinge in the wrist, so good movement there. Abs go back about that far. He crunches forward about that much, so it's not the best that we've seen. He does rotate at the waist. Legs do go forward about there. They go back and they go out. They would go all the way horizontal, but they are limited by the belt piece right here. He does swivel at the thigh, double jointed in the knee so that he has all the new articulation. We also do have a hinge in the foot which goes back and forward, and then forward facing pin for rocker ankle. So overall, love the articulation on Aquaman and Orm. So what I'm going to do now is take a little break, get him posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have Aquaman and Orm posed for my final thoughts. Overall, I really do love the way this set came out, and I'm really glad I picked it up. I was a little iffy on this Aquaman figure, seeing as how he was just a mixed match of some of the Justice League parts that we've seen in the past, but they really did do a good job of making this figure stand out. I'm not too keen on having the overlaid armor. I would have preferred having a new sculpt, but seeing these two together and when you have them posed fighting, they look awesome. Now, if you are looking for Orm and Aquaman here, this set is exclusive to Target, and it is going to run you about $39.99 with tax, which comes out to about $44. That's pretty good considering a DC Multiverse figure is $20, so you're essentially paying 20 for each figure. Orm is a really good figure, and if you're into army building, I'm pretty sure you can actually fudge Orm into Atlantean soldiers. With that being said, guys, I'm King of Dragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, go check out all my other action figure reviews, as well as all my other DC Multiverse videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it fits in my collection, I'll definitely have a look at it. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.